Sadness is a normal human emotion that we all experience at some point in life. It's temporary and usually has a clear cause: the loss of a loved one, breakups, life changes. You might feel sad for a few days, but gradually the weight lightens and things start to improve. Depression, however, is much more than that. It is a continuous mental state that can last weeks, months, or even years, negatively affecting all areas of life. The key difference is that in depression, the feeling of sadness doesn't go away. Even when everything seems fine around you, you feel empty, exhausted, and unable to experience joy. This is why depression is often difficult to identify, both for those living with it and for those around them. This is where symptoms come in. They help draw the line between temporary sadness and something more serious. Hello, for those who don't know me, my name is Shinagawa, and I am a psychoanalyst specializing in stress management based on neuropsychology. Welcome to another chapter in our series. Let's get into the video. Sadness is a normal human emotion that we all experience at some point in life. It is temporary and generally has a clear cause, such as the loss of a loved one, breakups, or life changes. You might feel sad for a few days, but gradually the burden lightens and things start to improve. Depression, however, is much more than that. It is a continuous mental state that can last weeks, months, or even years, negatively affecting all areas of life. The key point is that in depression, the feeling of sadness doesn't go away. Even when everything seems fine around you, you feel empty, exhausted, and incapable of experiencing joy. This is why it's often difficult to identify, both for those living with it and those around them. This is where symptoms come in. They help to draw the line between what is temporary sadness and what could be something more serious. Now let's talk about the main symptoms of depression. If you have felt or are currently experiencing any of these signs for more than 2 weeks, it's time to pay attention and, if necessary, seek help. Remember, depression can manifest differently in each person, but the most common symptoms include persistent deep sadness, a sadness that simply doesn't go away, even when there's no apparent reason, loss of interest, activities that once brought joy, like hobbies, social activities, or even spending time with friends and family, now feel dull or exhausting, constant fatigue, extreme physical and mental exhaustion. Even after a full night's sleep, the feeling of tiredness remains, and simple daily tasks seem burdensome. Sleep disturbances. Some people with depression experience insomnia, waking up in the middle of the night and unable to fall back asleep. Others feel the need to sleep excessively. Changes in appetite and weight. Depression can lead to a loss of appetite, resulting in weight loss or compulsive eating, leading to weight gain. Difficulty concentrating, struggles with focus, decision-making, or even remembering simple things. Feelings of worthlessness or guilt. People with depression often feel they are not good enough, or that they are disappointing those around them. These feelings of guilt may be irrational, but they are very real to those living with depression. Thoughts of death or suicide. In more severe cases, individuals may begin to think that life is no longer worth living or even plan suicide. If you or someone close to you is experiencing these thoughts, it is essential to seek help immediately. Many of us carry trauma, but what exactly is trauma? It is an experience so intense and painful that it leaves deep marks on our subconscious. It can be a singular event, like an accident or loss, or an accumulation of smaller experiences, such as constant criticism or rejection during childhood. Trauma doesn't need to be a catastrophic event to leave scars. These experiences shape how we react emotionally, and when left unprocessed, they can evolve into conditions such as anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and of course, depression. Often, depression can be the physical and emotional manifestation of unresolved trauma. But how can you tell if you are carrying trauma that may be contributing to your current emotional state? Signs include overreactions to certain situations, recurring flashbacks of painful moments, or a persistent sense of insecurity and fear in situations where others seem to be fine. There are different forms of depression, and knowing how to differentiate them is essential to understanding what might be happening to you or someone close to you. Let's discuss the main types of depression. Major depression. This is the most common form, characterized by severe and persistent episodes of sadness, fatigue, and disinterest. It can significantly impact a person's daily routine, making even simple tasks extremely difficult to perform. Dysthymia, also known as persistent depressive disorder. It is a milder form of depression but lasts for years. The person may not feel completely incapacitated, but there is a constant sadness and a sense that nothing is ever quite right. Atypical depression. Despite its name, it is quite common. In this type, the person may experience temporary moments of happiness, but the sadness and weight quickly return. Characteristics include weight gain, excessive sleep, and an intense sensitivity to rejection. Seasonal depression. This type of depression is related to a lack of sunlight and usually occurs during the winter months. It leads to fatigue, a desire to sleep more, and feelings of sadness and isolation. Postpartum depression. It affects women after childbirth. It involves a mix of hormonal changes, exhaustion, and the new responsibilities of motherhood, and can result in severe depression if left untreated. If you identified with any of these types, know that each requires specific treatment, but all have solutions. Today, you learned how to differentiate sadness from depression, recognize the symptoms, and identify if you're experiencing a deeper state of depression. Traumas may be behind this, and depression can manifest in different forms. If you identified with any of these signs or know someone who may be going through this, the first step is to acknowledge it and seek help. In the upcoming chapters, we'll explore practical ways to confront this state and begin the journey toward a more emotionally balanced life. You're not alone. We're in this journey together. Thank you for watching. I hope I'm able to help. But don't forget, if you notice significant symptoms, urgently seek a professional who can assist you. Leave your like so the platform knows you enjoy our content, and turn on notifications so it alerts you when the next video is out. Subscribe to the channel and share it with someone you know who needs help. Help us help. See you in the next chapter. Bye-bye.